Hi everyone, I'm back. It's been a while. So I decided to do things a little bit differently. I'm actually back in Foster City, the same place where a year ago I had my little rays for days, fishing for bat rays and hoping to get that leopard shark. It's been a year since I've actually fished here, and I decided it's time to come back. Except this time around, I want to kind of make sure I walk people through, especially those who want to get into fishing, how exactly can you go about doing this? Because in my opinion, bat rays are probably one of the easier fishes you can get as far as saltwater fishing goes. And it's actually funny, bat rays are kind of like considered a nuisance fish. They're the ones that people don't want to get, but yet I would argue they're probably one of the fun, better fishes to get in the bay because they fight like crazy. And it's actually really cool about how much a little ray can put as much fight as any big striper or even a halibut. So we got a lot of gear. I'll show you over here. We got some gear that I need to kind of lug over to my little spot, and once I'm there, we're going to talk about basic riggings. And the only thing I'll say right now is, like, I am by no means an expert in this whole hobby. I just figured, you know what, this is how I really felt confident of being a solo angler. And I figured, if anything, people might be able to use this to get into the hobby themselves. So we're going to lug all this stuff, and hopefully, we'll catch ourselves a good bat ray, maybe even a leopard shark. I have my leopard shark glasses and shark hat. So hopefully things will go well, but otherwise, let's see what happens.
So one of the few things we need to go over is location. Where exactly can you find bat rays? Well, it's pretty simple. Any muddy bays, estuaries, or any place with mud flats is the perfect location for bat rays. And of course, a good time to fish is during high tide. So in this case, high tide's at 10:39 a.m. So you'd want to fish at least 2 hours before the high tide. So in this case, you want to fish at 8:40 a.m. Another sort of thing before you go off fishing by yourself is always let people know where you're at, just for safety reasons. And also be aware of your surroundings, whether it be environmental like sneaker waves, mud, animals, wildlife, or the occasional Karen. You always want to be kind of mindful about that. So first of all, try not to stab myself with the hook. The rig we're doing is we're doing a simple fish finder rig, which in this case I have a 6-ounce pyramid weight, and the idea is, like, when it goes out there, it's going to be sliding on the main line, which, by the way, this line's about 80 pounds. Now usually you don't need to go farther above, I would say 50 pounds, but sometimes if you want to go for those monster bat rays, the big shark, extra weight is sometimes better. Now the hook I'm using specifically is actually pit bull tackle, more specifically the leopard shark rig. It's about a 5 heavy-duty hook with a 100-pound 20-wire leader. I've used this all the times I went after rays here. So basically, we are going to use some good fresh squid and sardines. Now, I have 2 rods. And the plan is going to be that I'm going to simply rig one with the sardines, rig up with the squid. Squid is the universal bait, and you're more likely to catch a bat ray with squid, while sharks kind of like these sardine anchovy sort of things. Both of them were soaked in hot sauce, and I'm going to kind of show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the squid one. Okay. So we have a good squid right here. You're simply going to hook it once, and some people like to hook it again, which in this case I'm going to do that. So we got our little squid right there. You could use like little, I forgot what it's called, it's like the little wire that you can tie your bait with. Now for squid for sure, but since this is still frozen, I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to be okay. So we're going to cast this out and rig up the other one. So we have both rods who are out. One rod is kind of more going that way, the other one's kind of more Now with bat rays, shark fishing, it's a waiting game. So the idea is that, one, the drag is super loose. If something takes it, we're going to hear the thing scream. The challenge would be, if we do get it, we have to make sure we tighten the drag, make sure it's not too tight, snap the line. We want to make sure that we hook the fish properly. The other one has what we call a bait feeder component to the reel, meaning you flip a switch, it's going to let line loose as if like the drag is super low. However, as soon as you reel it in, it's going to click back in place and you'll have that tension. So both of them kind of have two different kind of things going on. So right now we're going to wait. We'll swap out baits. If we don't hear anything, we'll pass out in different directions. If nothing happens in 30 minutes, and we'll see what happens.
Let's talk about our rod setups. Our first rod is right over here, which is the 10-foot Meat Hunter Extreme rod, which is valued at $115. On this rod is the Shimano Bait Runner Offshore Spinning Reel, 12,000, which is valued at $219. And of course, this was spooled by a professional, which was about another $20. The value on this rod would be roughly about $345, and this rod has historically gotten bat rays and is able to handle the pressure. So in this case, we have a bit of a higher end rich man's rod right here. The second rod we have today is right here, and this is the 12-foot Shakespeare Alpha Big Water Surf Fishing Rod, which is valued at about $46. This has the rod, the Big Game Surf Spinning Fishing Reel, 10,000, which is valued about $48, and of course this is spooled by me, which was free. The total value of this rod is about $94, and this rod has caught completely nothing. So we have almost like a pro versus noob rod setup, and both of these rods are actually spooled up by Cat Cable, the 80-pound line, which I guarantee you, even though this is promoted mostly for freshwater, sturgeon, catfish, it could definitely handle your saltwater fish. And of course, if you're using bait, if after 30 or 40 minutes you have no action, you should always reel your bait in, check it, and swap it out if you need to.
So I just rebaited, recast it. I actually put a little bit this shredded cheddar crab cure on the bait because, you know, why not make it more enticing. So the only thing I'll say right now is about 10:04. High tide is supposed to be about 10:50. So usually during that slack tide where there's nothing really moving, it get kind of quiet, and obviously it's a little worrisome that we haven't got anything yet, but let's just see what happens.
And the only thing I'll say though, putting that pure cure on probably helped because literally within minutes we got a fish on.
Fish on.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh no!
With the bat ray hooked, even though this is a whole open area, I was worried that the ray actually got stuck in this metal structure right over here. Going under my other rod and making sure I don't get tangled up with it, I tried my best to reel in the fish away from that metal structure. Thankfully, the ray kind of moved itself away from the metal structure and actually towards shore.
Oh, that's f***ing bananas. But here we go. We have a bat ray right there. I'm going to measure them up right now and then get them back in the water.
Even though rays and sharks are closely related, bat rays don't have any teeth. In fact, the only thing you need to be mindful about when handling them is their stinger, which is right over here. While a sting from a bat ray won't kill you, it will hurt like hell.
The best way to safely release a bat ray is to hold them by their spiracles, or these little holes right below their eyes. And once you do so, all you have to do is just simply toss them gently back into the water. They'll recover and swim off to fight another day. So a little update. It's about 11:08. We're kind of technically in what we call the slack tide, while we're at the, high tide. There's not going to be a lot of movement for like the next hour. So I recasted, I rebaited. I decided to kind of spread out because I kind of noticed out there beyond that little metal structure where that ray almost got stuck at, there's actually a lot of weeds, like green seaweed and stuff, which isn't bad. In fact, you can actually really see like the green outline out there, which is not bad because, leopard sharks, rays, love that sort of environment. The thing with bait though is that it's very easy for the bait to get smothered in all that greens. Sorry, it's a bit windy here. And pretty much from there, it may be hidden by all the seaweed. The little sliding fish finder rig might get stuck in the seaweed a little bit. So we'll kind of see. But the good news is that we got at least one ray. For the next hour, things seemed pretty quiet, besides seeing this judgmental seal, which looked like an angry pit bull from afar. The meat hunter rod ended up getting another ray. While we didn't record the hookup, the ray put up a good fight, and we measured it to being just shy of 30 inches across, and we were able to let it go to fight another day.
Hi everyone. So I'm back in the car. It's about 1:35, so we kind of wrapped up what would have been our morning session. And I will say right now, as far as conditions go, I thought it was pretty decent. That wind was definitely making me slightly worried about how that would affect the bait placement, whatever. But not only were we able to get one, we got two bat rays, which goes to show that it's really simple. You just gotta put yourself out there. And remember, like I had two different rods. One is like the more pricey rod. The other one is, I basically got them from Amazon for a very cheap deal. And the whole point is both rods can handle a bat ray. You just gotta make sure you have the right, reel setup, your line, all that stuff. So I just want to say, I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of, different little video. I'm hoping to maybe one day get my leopard shark from shore. Otherwise, I just want to say thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.